She-Hulk. And this is the one I've been waiting for. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you follow me on Instagram, a while back, I picked one of these up. And she was wrong. Okay, so for clarity purposes, that's me, that's Instagram, there I am, and if you scroll down just a bit here, back when I got this figure, I was excited. Only to find out that something was not right. Check this out. So this has me in a bit of a bind, see? Because I got home and I got a package and I'm excited because there it is, right? There she is. And then I said, that's perfect. And then I unboxed her. She just came in like a bag, which wasn't a big deal because I'm an opener, so I'm not too worried about the box. I'm worried about the figure. And that's where the problem comes in, because see, that figure right there is really cool and we like her and we think it's really cool and we're really excited to get her. And then I flipped her around, see, and I'm gonna go out on a whim here and say that Marvel Legends did not release a topless honkers out She-Hulk. I'm just going to go with my gut instinct here and say that is not the way that character is supposed to be. And now I'm fighting with myself. Do I make a cloth goods shirt and just run with it because it's still the figure and I need these parts? Or do I send it back because it is wrong? But come to find out, the longer I looked this figure over, it didn't get better. It just got worse and worse and worse. Like there were parts of the figure that were swapped out to the point where she was basically remastered fake. Like there was no way I was going to be able to keep this figure. So I did have to send it back because, well, look. So I looked this over a little more. It's fake. Something is very wrong here. First off, this down here, the Super Skrull alternate hand, that's not the right hand. I don't think it's the right arm. It's definitely not the right hand. The hand here is supposed to be closed fist. That might be right, but I don't know for sure if that's even necessarily right. She's wrong. First off, she's topless. I'm positive that that's wrong. And then when I got to looking at her, I got to looking at her feet. And this is really hard to show because I can't exactly do much about this, but like her feet are very wrong. Her feet are not feet. They're like and I can't even get the light to get down in there. I can't show it to you. Not from where I am. But they're see that? They're like fuzzy, weird. They're not right. See it in there? I got it for a second there. Is that it? Did I get them? Gonna show them? See that? What is that? Those aren't feet. Those aren't bare feet. Those are like furry. This is wrong. So yeah, after some consideration, I returned her. Turns out after that, the only thing we really did was just move on to tier 2 of our current adventure. I returned the figure, which was currently at about $45. Okay. I returned it. There was no problems. It went back easy. The return was accepted. I got the money back on Amazon. And that was the first time I'd ever bought a figure from Amazon that was like that. So I said to myself, I'll give it a little time. I'll find a different buyer, a different seller, and I'll rebuy it, right? because I'm not going to pass on it. I need the parts for Super Skrull, and I want this entire Fantastic Four line. There's not many times that I come across a Build-A-Figure that I want the Build-A-Figure and every single character in said line, and this was one of those times. So I said, it's worth trying again. But as time goes on and we do what we do, other things came out and I spent $20 here, which means I couldn't spend $20 here, which I probably should have done that the other way because I bought these things and put off buying her. And then finally, by the time I found another seller, she'd went up to like $69. Her price is rising. This seller was almost basically, I could have driven to just go get her. She was that close. Lucky, so I put the purchase in. She showed up in one day. And this time, what I got, it looks right. As far as I can tell, this one I'm going to open, this one seems real. It's definitely in better condition, if nothing else. And I am legit looking forward to checking it out, because this will be the first time I have ever purchased anything She-Hulk related, realistically. And I gotta be honest with you, I kinda dig it. So here we go, fully ready to check out She-Hulk. I like these boxes. They're good for inbox collectors. On the back, the cross-sell, I want all of it. I have Dr. Doom, which I bought him first because I was under the impression he was going to be the toughest one to get. Then I went out of my way and got the Thing. Then I tried to get her, and now this is the second time I've bought her, and this time it very much looks like it's going to be fine. That leaves me 3 figures to track down in the wave. I know I can get her. I know I can get him. I've already found sellers. They're not too overly priced. Sure, they're not the $25 that I originally would have spent, but they're not so egregious that I'm unwilling to put the Super Skrull together. He, however, I notice his value keeps going up, 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 which is strange to me because I figured if any one of these figures was going to go up, up, up in value, it was going to be Doom and Sue, because most of the time with the female characters, they sell out. They weren't really printed in the same frequency as the other ones, and they become difficult to get. All the collectors, like me and you, we rush out to get the female characters because we know they're going to be in the shorter supply. So I assumed hers would be the price that would continue to escalate, and it doesn't seem to be that. Lucky for me, I guess. So the next idea would be to buy these 3. But for right now, this looks much, 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 much better than the other one that you just got done looking at. First off, she looks right. It's got so much glare here and everything and reflection. That looks better. That's actually the right hand. This, I could say with almost perfect clarity, almost 100% certainty, this is the actual figure. I got it. Fantastic. Let's open her. I want to see her. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is better. I have no reason to doubt that this is real. That this is the figure that I got the figure. And I'm going to be honest, maybe I'm more forgiving, but I like this She-Hulk a lot. Yes, for my first She-Hulk, would I have really liked a green one? I got a green one coming. I did pre-order that new one that's coming out, so I have no regrets about what's coming. And I saw the version of her that's just been painted green, and honestly, I don't want that one. For me, this will be really cool. I have a gray one, which will stand out differently than the green one that's on the way. I'm happy. I'm happy. The Super Skrull arm, I could tell immediately that is more correct. That is the arm. Something looked off about the other one. I can't prove anything necessarily, but you saw what I saw. It didn't seem right. I know that this arm is correct compared to the other one. The other one was weird. It was not this arm. It was not. So she comes with the pieces to the Super Scroll, which we absolutely need. And then she comes with, I call these more like expression hands. You know what I mean? They're really more for like looking expressive. So let's check her out, because she's one of those cool things where they had to sculpt a whole new female body. Like, because she's big. These ripped jeans and everything like that really work for her. Like, I love the ab definition right here. It's really good. I don't like whatever's going on here in the arm. I can accept it for what it's worth, but I notice it and I don't love that little tab that's right there. But it doesn't seem like it's causing too much of any real issue. When it's down all the way, I see where they were getting the idea. I can deal with it, but if there's something I don't like, it's that. I don't mind the fists. They're solid. They, of course, go in and out. They don't go up and down, but that's fine, because the fists, I would prefer they go, like, in and out. It's the sword hands that I would like to go up and down. The jeans, I mean, they're tight, they're cool. I like all the scratches with, like, the gamma radiation blood leaking out. I kind of like this gray color about her. I think it's done very well. Look! Feet! Not because, like, we're trying to look at feet, but, like, feet. Those are feet. Those are not weird, fuzzy things that I don't know what was even going on. And look at that. Her decency is intact. She has a shirt. She just looks awesome and badass, not, you know, exposed and, well, I guess she never necessarily looked vulnerable, because look at that face. She ain't messing around, man. You would, what did you say? Like, she's really cool. I like her. She can look down pretty well. She can't really look up. Her hair is a bit of a hindrance. She can turn her head decently, though. There's nothing here that makes me dislike her, in all honesty. I like her. I actually do like this shirt. How it's all torn up, and it has the scrapings, and they did bother to actually mold the underneath, which of course we saw, because we saw her topless, which we were never supposed to see, but we saw it, and because we've seen it, it really does loan itself. Like, I'm looking here, and I love the fact that this is sculpted on top of another piece. So we could rip the shirt off and have topless She-Hulk, but really I don't want that. But I really like the extra detail and attention that you get, because they went through the trouble to make the shirt its own part. Because they did that, it's just, it's a real nice effect, especially in person, because you could tell there's something underneath the shirt. That's actually absolutely fantastic. I like her. Like, I really like her. That's solid. That's perfect. I want to see her next to the Thing. He's the biggest dude in the line. Oh, no way. Okay, that is kind of awesome. Because now you see this right here, where I can actually kind of like put her up and get her there. We'll kind of get her into a... Look at that. That's actually... I wasn't expecting that. And I know I have him crouched down, but I was not expecting her to, like, basically be his height. If he is standing all the way up, he will be bigger than her. But I wasn't even expecting that much. They made her big. I don't have a comparison for the rest of the line, but we could see her next to a couple of other figures. Let's do that. Here's a quick, easy assortment. We got Cyclops. I figured he was tall. We got another female here, Rogue, which is actually leaning against her. I'd like her to stand up for actual reference point. We got the Thing, which I have him leaning down a little bit. We got the smaller male figure, or the smallest male figure that I believe I have, is little bitty Wolverine over here, which is, by the way, that is the best Wolverine I have ever bought. I love that X-Men Wolverine 97. He's so good. She's cool, man. She's a standout. She's so big. I love her. I'm sold. I'm sold. And for those that are going to ask, because we didn't do it, oh no. Yes, look at that thing. She's got the butt. They did not skimp out on the giant lady having quite the butt. This is great. I love the figure. I really do. So no complaints. All praise on the Gray She-Hulk. Super Skrull Gray She-Hulk is very solid. I like her. As far as I could tell, she's the gray version. I've seen the green one, and it's a lot more green than that. Now, she could be a different shade of green, and my eyes can't detect it, but I'm pretty sure I'm right here. I like her. I think she's very well done, and I think she'll look absolutely fabulous on the shelf alongside some of the other Marvel Legends. And she is the first ever She-Hulk anything that I have ever bought. Now, I don't plan to go crazy with She-Hulk. I wanted this one, and I want the new one that's coming out. And I want a Fantastic Four variant. After that, I wouldn't be surprised if She-Hulk is done for me from that point on. Or that if I got other She-Hulks from that point on, the ones that I had would then become would then get sold off the shelf. Because we've talked about this before in a couple of videos. I don't like to overrun the shelves with 20 Wolverines. When I got this one, I took the other Tiger Stripe off the shelf. As far as I'm concerned, he's the best. He's the only one I care about. Some characters I'm a little more easy. I'm willing to put 4, 5, 6 different versions on the shelf, Spider-Man being one of those guys, but I love Spider-Man. Otherwise, I have 2 rogues, and for the longest time I only had 1 rogue, because only 1 rogue was the rogue that I wanted. Then they released another version of basically the same rogue, and I already had a cartoon-esque version of Gambit, and I just thought that she would work better if I had both the 97 standing on the shelf. But at the same time, I don't want to sell that rogue because she stayed on my shelf for so long and I love her so much. So yeah, you will find times when I double up on characters, but it's not very often. I have 1 Iron Man armor. On the whole shelf, I have 1 Iron Man armor. And I only have 1 Captain America, which we have not opened yet, but he's over there. We'll get to him. But I think that's enough. I'm happy. If anybody else got this figure, because I know this is an older figure, if anybody else got this figure a while back and liked it and appreciate it kind of the way I do, or if maybe there were things about it that you really didn't love, something fell over. I don't know what it was, but I heard something fall over, so now I'm going to go have to play the, I bet you it was the Goblin Queen. The Goblin Queen has been falling over for some reason, and I don't know why, but if anybody else got this figure and they loved it like I do, or they got some stuff to say, it is an older figure, I'm sure a lot of collectors have it, or if you got it and you really didn't like it and there's something that really turns you off about it, I'd still be interested to hear that too, because I love the ins and outs of these characters, of these sculpts, and sometimes it's just, that's not my She-Hulk, and it's that simple. And I would perfectly understand that. I wouldn't necessarily understand why you bought it, except for the idea that maybe you were trying to get the Super Skrull, or you just buy shiny new things. Some people do that, and then later on immediately go, yeah, I really don't like this character. I can't make those lists. It's even been requested, what are the 10 worst figures on your shelf? I don't have such a thing. I don't have such a thing. If I don't like the figure, it has to get off the shelf. Everything in this room, everything in this collection has a story and a reason to be here. And if it doesn't, it needs to go. Anyways, guys, that's enough. This video really doesn't need to be any longer. We've talked plenty of She-Hulk. We checked her out. I'm more than happy to finally, have shirt on She-Hulk. Catch you later. I have spoken. Take what you will from it.